If you love powerful medical dramas filled with courage, mystery, and heroic nurses, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to support more stories like this. What if the most powerful man in the room wasn't the doctor? What if the patient everyone feared losing wasn't dying from what anyone thought? What if one nurse saw what no one else could? What if a single decision at 11:47 p.m. changed national security forever? And what if the quietest person in the trauma bay held the sharpest mind? Because sometimes the hero doesn't wear the rank. She wears scrubs. Why nurses are the real frontline heroes. Nurses are first to notice when something doesn't feel right. They read faces, not just monitors. They stay when shifts end and exhaustion wins. They question diagnoses when others hesitate. They save lives not just with skill, but with instinct. And this is the story of one nurse who trusted hers, the poison in the Admiral's veins. The automatic doors of St. Augustine Medical Center burst open at exactly 11:47 p.m. The man on the gurney was no ordinary patient. Admiral Thomas Whitaker, a decorated naval commander, had commanded fleets across the Pacific. Now his lips were turning blue under fluorescent lights. His body convulsed violently. His fingers clawed at nothing. His eyes rolled back. Male, 72, collapsed at a restaurant, the paramedic shouted. Severe respiratory distress. Pupils pinpoint. Oxygen not helping. Nurse Elena Cross froze for only half a second. 14 hours into her shift. Blistered heels. Dry throat. Heavy eyelids. But something in his face made her blood run cold. This wasn't a heart attack. This wasn't a stroke. This was something else. Dr. Andrew Collins, young, sharp, and only 2 years into attending status, stepped forward. Prep for intubation. Could be opioid overdose. Let's move. Opioid overdose? Elena's eyes snapped back to the Admiral. No needle marks. No drug history. No narcotics listed in the paramedic's quick chart. And then she saw it. The faint sheen of sweat. The muscle twitching beneath the skin. The way his breathing wasn't just shallow, it was failing. Doctor, she said carefully, this doesn't look like opioids. Collins didn't look up. Pupils are pinpoint. Yes, Elena replied, her voice steady. But his heart rate is dropping too fast. And look at the secretions. Foam was gathering at the corners of his mouth. Her mind raced back to a training seminar she'd attended years ago, one most people skipped. Chemical exposure response. Nerve agents. Her pulse quickened. Sir, she said louder now, what restaurant was he at? The paramedic checked. Private dining room. Seafood place downtown. Elena's stomach dropped. She leaned closer to the Admiral and noticed something no one else had. The faint smell. Not alcohol. Not food. Something sharp. Metallic. Wrong. Doctor, we need atropine. Now. Collins hesitated. Atropine is for nerve agent exposure, she finished. Organophosphate poisoning. His symptoms match. Constricted pupils. Respiratory collapse. Muscle spasms. Excess secretions. If we intubate without treating the cause, we lose him. The trauma bay fell silent for 3 seconds. Then Collins looked into her eyes and saw something undeniable. Certainty. Get atropine, he shouted. Elena was already moving. The injection went in. Seconds ticked. 20, 30. The convulsions slowed. His chest lifted deeper. The monitor numbers stabilized. A collective breath swept through the room. But Elena wasn't relieved, because nerve agents weren't accidents. They were deliberate. And Admiral Whitaker was not just any retired officer. He was a consultant for naval intelligence. The hospital doors burst open again, but this time not with paramedics. Men in dark suits. Federal credentials flashed. Who administered atropine? One demanded. Elena stepped forward. I did. The man studied her. You just prevented a classified national incident. Her heart pounded. Was he poisoned? The agent's silence answered her. The restaurant had already been evacuated. 2 other diners were in critical condition at different hospitals. The Admiral had been the target, and if Elena had followed the initial assumption, he would have died within minutes. Hours later, after her shift should have ended, she sat beside the ICU bed. The Admiral's eyes fluttered open. He looked at her, confused but alive. "You, Navy," he croaked. She smiled faintly. "No, sir, just a nurse." His weak hand gripped hers. "You saved more than me tonight." Elena didn't ask what he meant. She didn't need clearance to know. When she finally stepped outside at dawn, the sky was turning pink over the city. Her feet still hurt. Her back still ached. No headlines would mention her name. The news would say, "Admiral stable after medical emergency." No one would know how close the country had come to something far worse. But inside Trauma Bay 3, everyone knew. The hero that night didn't wear medals. She wore scrubs. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of the power of nurses everywhere, don't forget to subscribe, and comment, because sometimes the quietest voice in the room saves a world